Hey, how's it going, Roosters? This is Rock coming through with another VOD review. This one here versus your
You might
210
be a
Blechman
little too
Street
into this
of NGS
righteousness
on
thing.
Tomb of the Spiderqueen. So, Cranky had mentioned this might be a good one to review, especially since this Blechman team seems to be top dog in your division. So, let's take a look. Looks like they counterpicked Sugarman by taking KTZ, which is fine. I don't think KTZ is necessarily broken or overpowered, just making sure that we play accordingly, that we're able to answer that and stuff. So as we go through, make sure that we're reviewing and playing towards our win condition and our game plan. So right now, one key thing. Oh, they're trying to choose bottom lane because they have Sylvanas. So we'll be able to answer them. Oh, there you go. Great dig. This is a good look. I don't think our damage is in range though. Do we get asterisks? All right. Okay, that was probably worth. What would be even more worth in this potential grouping is making sure that whoever is not able to assist with the kill is able to catch the soak. Not that it's the end of the world, but like they got a half a wall and a tower. Like that's really no big deal for a Sylvanas push, right? Obviously they want to take any chip damage they can, but they almost lost two players, so both of them are going to have to go home. I think this is fine. The big thing to remember when playing into KTZ is watching his stacks. So their wave clear outside of Joe, right? Like Joe is the predominant person for their wave clear. Sure, Phil Sylvanas will help, but that means there's lots of opportunities to punish or kill some of these extra targets just because of how they will have to position on the wave for wave clear. You guys having Orphea means your wave clear is 10 times better because Orphea can just throw her abilities and it's done. So see if you guys can take an advantage on these rotations in early game. So obviously, that's the one key thing here is that they'll be ahead because Leoric was able to soak things and catch up. So that dig was a little far. Like I like DoctorJ poking him and hitting him, but the DPS wasn't really in range to follow up on that stun. So once again, like I said, you guys are going to be ahead on wave clear, so you need to decide what you want to do or how you're going to play this game. So, okay, I'm glad we're taking a camp. Orpheus got wave. Yep, we're all set. Okay, so interestingly, so it looks like they're actually running a 1-4 on this map. And so Towers, or sorry, not Towers of Doom, Spiderqueen can be played in multiple ways. You've seen professionals run what they would call a 1-3-1, where they have one in the top, three in the mid, controlling camps, controlling turn-ins, and then one who anchors and takes care of bottom. It looks like to me they've decided that they want to force fights in the bottom with the stacking on the KTZ and push with the Sylvanas, leaving you into this weird situation where they if you unless you are getting value elsewhere on the map by counter sieging, they will slowly chunk you out here or make Deathwing's life really hard. So um, I believe that you guys have enough wave clear that you don't necessarily need to respond with 5 people down here and giving KTZ stacks. I think at worst you could potentially keep a new brack down here. Because what is their engage? Right? So, like, how do they actually get a fight pre 10? Pre 10, the only engage on their team is if Joe walks at you or KTZ chains you. So, if all of them are bottom, that means that's not happening middle or top. So, you probably only need to have some peels if Deathwing needs peels, which he doesn't need, and maybe some assistance in clearing so they don't keep pressuring things for free. So maybe add Jimmy, right? Because Jimmy didn't go Exterminator, which I wouldn't have gone Exterminator this game either. But just as a note, since you didn't, he can siege still, he can push still, but he sieges so much harder with Exterminator. So unless you specifically want to change to a 1-3-1 where you have Jimmy literally just poking the crap out of Leo here, so Jimmy comes up and boxes Leo, then the 3-man of Orphea, Anubrak, and Rhaegar, you guys can pretty much do anything you want because they can't. Like Leo's not going to be able to live into Jimmy. Jimmy just peppers him to death. Even if he lands spooky hands, like Jimmy will eventually just out-trade Leo. It's one of the best ways to beat Leo is pick ranged. So the fact that that's where they're going or what they're doing gives you a great opportunity to set up. I love the timing of this camp because how do they answer the camp? They have to bring their whole death ball team that they're using down here to answer it. So then you get to push with the camp and punish them. So I would have said, like, seeing that they haven't, it wasn't just a tower cheese, and now that they're actually trying to play 4-bot, you guys, it's as hard as it is, need to make a decision of how do we want to play this match. And to me, you guys need to be calling, we're going to switch to a 1-3-1 and make sure that Jimmy's up here just bullying Leo and pushing the tower. So we're getting equal value and putting pressure on the map to where Leo isn't allowed to safely double soak. If you can eliminate the safety of this double soak, you can have so much more potential for kills, as well as start getting ahead on XP. Sure, they took this tower down a little bit, right? You might lose the wall, but like they lost both of their walls, or they're down a level in soak. So, something to think about as you're going through and look at it. So like right here, ganking a Leo is hard, right? That's really good damage, but that's what I said, it's part of it. He spooky walks away, so that always makes it hard. They're missing right now. We want to be controlling vision a little bit more, Sugar. Yeah, okay, so now we see their 4-bot again. So how are we answering, or what are we doing? Okay, so we're going to rotate everyone down to answer the camp. I don't like that you're using your stun, Sugar, to help with wave clear. That's not really your job. Like, if you were Joe, sure. Right? Joe's abilities really are meant to help wave clear and do things. Like, using the dig here on these minions means that you don't have dig now for pressuring if they actually do step up or make a mistake. So, like, right here, you guys have a potential 4v5. Imagine if you had your dig and your stun. Right? Like, we're almost in range to where you can instant blow up anybody. Right? Brightwing sure has her trait still, so she'll be able to cleanse something if she times it well, but like that's a lot of damage on one of these two players if you can just throw all of Orpheus' abilities and get the fire breath here that's coming out. So try to stun with purpose, right? There's an old rule about a Nubrak. When you use your E, someone's going to die. Either you or the person you dug on. Because once you go in, you usually can't get out. So dig purposefully. I don't think you needed to dig here to help with additional wave clear. Yes, you took the further range and more damage, which is good. It helps with your burst, but I do not think you needed it to help wave clear there. So, once again, we have 5. Are we going to do anything with it? So, we missed the Joe stun. That's unfortunate. Okay. So now we're going back. Leo got to clear the whole mid-wave for free. And then they got the wall. So we're again at a spot where it's just a wall. Brightwing Z'd in. I think we're doing fine. Definitely needs to watch out bottom. They just showed going bottom on rotation and vision. Like, this is a good idea, right? Like, I like that you're trying to get the stuns and trying to find this interrupt, but like we're not in sync with our damage. Like, if you're looking for kills as the tank or whoever's shot calling, like, we need to make sure that we're actually looking and trying to hit something, because like we're digging at potential rotations and things that aren't getting any value. So, okay. We got the turn-in, which is good, which maybe this is what that dig was for, was to help zone for the turn-in. So we got the turn-in. What do we do? Spiderqueen is all about controlling web waivers and controlling turn-ins. So since we got the first turn-in, what's the quote-unquote priority lane for this particular composition in-game? I would say most people will comment that either the mid or the top are the most important lanes. They'll say top because that's where the boss is. So if you happen to be a boss-oriented team, definitely top can be the most important, because then you control the boss, which you will hopefully get, which will help you push in this tower that's already dead, which lets you then go to the keep faster. So the boss is very strong and is worth fighting for. So I agree with the general logic of, top is important. But mid is also very important, because that's the closest place to safety for both the turn-ins. So if you end up taking away middle, because your team's more of skirmishing, fighting at the turn-ins and poke-oriented and controlling vision, having them like have to run away from the turn-in because they got poked out for half their health can be really strong, because they can't just tap and come back and try and turn in again. They have to fully back, or they have to be able to run away from safety. If this wall is dead, then they won't be able to safely fight you when you dive them or chase them into their building, right? So I do think there's merits for both. You need to look at your composition and see which one makes sense. In this particular instance, the lane you guys should be at is middle, because this camp is active. This camp will clear a spider by itself. You have to priority clear this camp if web weavers are out. So let's see what you guys decide to do. So we're running top, because top is our typical logic. There's 3 bottom. So Deathwing's not going to die. Okay, Brightwing just TP'd in. So, and we gave up our push. Coming back. Okay, I'm kind of confused. Okay, you need to tap. If you need to tap, make sure we tap pre-fight, not post or mid-fight. You see what I mean? How that camp can hold the web weavers by themselves? And we're running all the way bottom? I guess we're just playing for walls. It feels like we spent a lot of time running around. Nice kill. As I said, it feels like we spent a lot of time running around and not actually being able to push with the thing. Ooh, I was really close for another kill. Okay. I think that was actually very good. Can you finish this building before you take this camp? Can you finish the building? No, you can't. Joe's back up. Okay, no, camp's up. Just remember, when you are ahead, you want to push the strongest. You want to do the most aggressive thing you can do when you're ahead without getting punished, right? Like, that's the goal. Because if you're ahead, you have an advantage to shove your weight around. So the most advantageous thing to do in this exact moment is not take a neutral camp, right? Would be to push their building down. Yes, we don't have a ton of siege right now, right? Like, Jimmy is our siege, Deathwing's our siege, so we don't have a ton. But I think if Joe was still dead, that, like, we can be looking to push underneath this tower and maybe get another kill on this KTZ. So we're doing pretty good. KTZ does not have a lot of stacks, so especially for 5 minutes in, he does not have a lot of stacks. Unless I'm reading the numbers wrong. No, he does not have a lot of stacks. Okay, so now we want to watch their turn in. So we're trying to gank the person that has gems. Nope, that person doesn't have gems. I need help. Okay, I'm not sure what all those pings are about, but we let them turn in bottom for free. So, number one, that shouldn't happen. Right? Like, when we're ahead on the map, right? Because we got all 3 walls. Oh, we got 2 walls. So we got 2 walls, and middle is about even. Right? Like, we were on our ways to 10s first. We should be prioritizing getting that 10 and stalling their turn in. They don't have any reason the way they should be able to macro or out pressure you to where you weren't able to defend that turn in. Like, this 4-man rotation to top is probably too many people. So if we come back to this place right here. Okay. So right here, we should observe there's the two people who can turn in our bottom, right? Like, we can look at the gem count. If you need to check, you can hit tab. You can check the gem count, right? So the only 2 people that can turn in are Kel'Thuzad and Sylvanas. So as a team, we should be saying, where's Sylvanas? Where's KT? Where's Sylvanas? Where's KT? Because if they turn in, they can get web weavers, right? And so we don't want them to get free turn-ins. We have lots of ways to blow up someone that happens to be standing in a choke for a turn-in, right? Obviously, KTZ also excels in a choke, but if they're just trying to blindly turn in at a specific spot, we have tools, whether it be the Deathwing Puddle, whether it be a Nubarak stun combo with the Orphea. Like, we have stuff to handle turn-ins, so we shouldn't give them free turn-ins. So right here, Sodium on Deathwing should be saying, hey, I think they're turning in bottom. right? I don't know, like, Sugar's focused on clearing the wave. Like, two of you guys are looking at attacking the Leo, which if Leo wasn't a spooky ghost that can just dig away or E away, I think this is a potential kill target. But like, it's not a kill target because even if you kill him and they get the turn in, like he instant reses, like because of his stupid ability to instantly res on the map. So to me, this is a like at least a Nubrak Jimmy should be down here watching this turn in. I would prefer a Nubrak Jimmy or a Nubrak Orphea Rhaegar, but like obviously these guys were looking here. But you know, it's like we tried to get a kill here, and like someone's upset about the wave not being cleared, and so like once again, what's our laning setup? Whose job is it to do waves, right? Like as you load in, you should know I'm responsible for wave clear, right? And so in this particular composition, Orphea is probably the one that's responsible for wave clear, Orphea and Rhaegar, right? A Nubrak should not be using any abilities that are not to stun someone. Sure, like if you got absolutely nothing to do, you can help clear the wave with it. But like, you should not be using any abilities that aren't for stunning. And then, yeah, Rhaegar and Orphea are your main clear. Jimmy can help clear, obviously, when they're in the cool straight line walking through. He can Q shotgun them and help clear fast. But in general, your two main people are for wave clear, Orphea and Rhaegar. So if we're worried about clear, it's making sure that the right people are doing the right job. Because if we were doing our job, right, so like if the tank hypothetically was down here watching the turn in, right, then we could have stopped their turn in or at least stalled their turn in for the team to show up and we could use a potential 10 advantage. So it's a good ping from Deathwing there that they are in danger. Okay, they just sped cleared mid. We're missing 4 players. We need to watch this bush. Okay, good job. They went to the Deathwing instead. Deathwing should be fine. It's a good idea, Toast. Okay, we want to clear mid first. I think it's a great idea. Sylvanas is showing bottom, right? I was going to say, I'm like, the first thing you need to do is you need to watch where Sylv is, because Sylv is going to be their strength of their push. So you don't want her to get a free push. So Deathwing going down bottom to make sure he doesn't get a free push is a great idea. I think Deathwing can stop the push by himself as long as they don't send 5, right? Like he's going to slow it down. So now that you've cleared mid, you have to make a choice. Do we give bottom because Sylv and them have used their trait and overcommitted to it? Or do we try and take a forced numbers up fight because Leo's top? If you take the forced fight top, if you take the forced fight bottom, you're probably going to lose top. So in my opinion, you tell Deathwing, be safe, they've committed there, we're running top. And so you're just going to lose one building, which is the building that Sylv and them have been pushing all game, compared to losing potentially, you know, losing the building, getting 2 kills, and then losing top. So let's see what you do. So we split, did half and half. Like I said, you pretty much lose the building. Now this Hyperion is not good. There's not enough fight, there's not enough siege, there's not enough value to do this. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, this half measure seemed to work. I said this building was gone no matter what. So like, could you have maybe done something more top or more proactive top or to control vision? But whatever. Watch out, they just showed. They have Entomb, they have Blessed Shield. That's a good dig away. Shield's out, Entomb's out, that's a dead noob. That's a great ult for the counter for the people there. So real quick, where was the rest of our team? Like this is the problem with doing half measures sometimes. So we have people bottom, so Cranky's bottom. Okay. That's the problem with doing half measures sometimes, is that you get split. And so if you're split for an instant, they can throw all their abilities and try and get a kill, right? Their composition is called an all-in comp, when their goal is to everyone push R and get a kill, right? Like shield, silencing arrow, blast, like this is an all-in comp. So they only want to fight when all their Rs are up. So as we're looking here, a Nubrak, so again, we used our buttons to help wave clear when it's not our job, and I think we just gave up our positioning. Like, I don't think they knew that you were in that bush. Okay, so they would see that you're in the bush because the wave saw you. But you just saw someone's right here. You see Leo's here. Imagine if you had your Q stun right here. Right? You can Q to peel, whether it be on this one or this one, but you can Q to peel so that way you can dig away without getting damaged. Because you lost half your health from showing in the wave and queuing into the lane instead of queuing into the heroes that are going to hurt you. So, yeah, you're just unfortunately out of position, and I don't think, unless, yeah, I'm like, you guys, there's no way you live here. Wait, did you have Cocoon? Wait, what? Hold on. You had Cocoon. No, you didn't have Cocoon because you took Locusts. Okay. When did you pop Locusts? So first off, this is a Cocoon game 100%. 120% Cocoon game. You're not taking long fights. Locust Swarm deals damage per second and heals per second. This is a long fight ult. This is an ult you take when Cocoon is absolutely zero value. Outside of Cocoon getting zero value, truly zero, you take Locust Swarm, because then it's a button that does something versus a button that does nothing. But look at their team. If you Cocoon either Leo or Joe, their engage falls apart. Right? So, like, right here, as soon as you see Leo, and you go, oh crap, I'm in danger, Cocoon him. You Cocoon him and you walk away. And then you don't die. Instead, we dig here. Like, you pop Locust at sub 83 health. Like, it's literally not going to do you anything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it, this game. But player comfort and things are important. So, okay. Well, they got their pick. They got their wombo. We're going to be first to the next turn in. We want to make sure that we control the turn ins again. We're fighting 3v4?
For most, death is an inescapable web.
Okay, moving up here to control vision. Yes, I like this. Okay, you found someone. The question always when you find someone, when you're playing hide and seek as a tank, is, do I do something about it? Because you don't want to necessarily engage on every single person that looks out of position because we don't know where they are. Right? Brightwing is a global. Brightwing can be anywhere. So assume Brightwing Z's up unless you've seen it called recently that it's not. So Brightwing can Z in if you engage on this target. We just now see Sylvanas, so now we know it's a 2v2 at best. Toast is out. Either... Could heal Cranky. So to me, this is a wasted engagement. And then... Did you just blink out or did he miss that? It feels like we ended up just forcing a whole bunch of buttons here that ended up being disfavorable. Because I think we just used 2 ults for 1. I guess it was 2 for 2. Sylvanas used her ult to stop the Leo from dying. And the polymorph hits. Toast did blink over the wall. I don't know if you did that on purpose, Toast, but that's one of the fun things about Orphea is Orphea can get out of the wall if you do that. So, we used 2 ults for 2 ults. Yeah, I don't know. Take the skirmishes that make sense. We are ahead on gems. We want our turn in, right? We've got mid-camp pushing. We can use the mid-camp to leverage our turn in. What do we do? That's a great stun. I don't think anyone's in range. It's a good idea. Okay, the person who's got turn in is Deathwing. So if we're planning to turn in, Deathwing has to turn in. Toast has obviously got a bunch too. That's a good stun. Missed it. Okay, that should enable turn in. Well done. Okay, so once again, every time you get a turn in, you should ask, where are we going? What are we doing? So bottom lane is probably lost. Just flat out, by the time you rotate someone all the way down there to clear, it's not going to do anything, right? We have Hyperion, so whatever lane we want to siege in, we definitely want to be sieging with our Hyperion. On defense, KTZ can wreck us if he gets a cool wombo combo. So you guys need to choose. Deathwing go bottom and go siege by yourself. 5-man push for top. Once the waves are cleared out, some sort of 4-in-1 where maybe you put 4 top, 1 mid, see how they answer, and then Deathwing can waddle down to bot. Right? Like there's lots of choices here. I think I like Deathwing going bottom, and then the 4-man clearing these 2 lanes, and then trying to finish off top. It's not going to do a lot, just because like the Web Weavers might not even get anything, but if we at least clear out bottom, then the Web Weavers can at least start hitting bottom. Because right now, if the Web Weavers spawn back here, the Web Weavers lose life based on how far they walk. And so the Web Weavers will be half health before they get to this building here. So what do? We're going to do the 5-man top. Okay. They're about to hit 13s. Web Weavers just spawned. Who's our engaged target, Sugar? Look where you are. Look where the team is. Are you looking for an engage right now? Because I don't see anyone else in the same engage as you. Oh boy. Okay, you were able to dig out. So that looks like a... Okay, this was really bad, guys. That was a really good dig to disjoint that. Okay. Let's back that up. We effectively let them clear our Web Weavers for free. If you're going to 5-man do anything, you have to force, right? So if we know we want to push top, let's be top. Be in the top lane. Like, one person can be on the flank over here, sure. Sodium, whoever the off lane is or whatever. But, like, we want to play top. Force top. Like, why are we fighting anywhere over here? We need to pick one. If you're going to 5-man, pick one. You can't be dawdling. So, like, right now, the Web Weavers top aren't getting any value because we're not supporting them. The Web Weavers mid are getting cleared by Sylvanas, right? And because our tank has dug away up here, we can't zone or protect the people pushing the middle one. Right? Like, both of our people that are supposed to be our walls, like the Deathwing was a wall right here, and the tank that was a wall right here, like, you're not able to protect your teammates, so they can't push with this. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because they pretty much just got to clear both of those for free. Like I said, I think Hyperion's a great idea. Being able to push with your Web Weaver. But, like, you could have just Hyperion YOLO top and maybe gotten it to dead. Almost. Save Sugar. Just good damage. I don't think you get any kills here. Okay, unfortunate. So, yeah, we got a turn in and got 0. Right? Like, the bottom was the most that we got, and it wasn't even that much. Okay, cleanses down. We don't want to force too much. Okay, so this time they have turn-in. And someone's pinging a new brack. We should watch the turn-in, which is good. We should watch the turn-in. I agree. Okay. Wait. Wait, what? If Sodium gets the kill, he gets the kill. If not, let him take the camp. Brightwing just TP'd in on the bottom. So we gave them top turn-in for free? Oh, no, they reacted down here. Okay. Oh, they took their camp. I guess they knew turn in. Okay, good job pushing. Like I said, obviously, they should have done something, but they didn't. You want to clear mid? Yep, yep, yep. Yep, they finished turn in because we couldn't get there in time, but we cleared mid first. Good priority on killing the mid. Careful on being too split here. You see there's 2 now showing mid. They're going to look for that Deathwing. You missed the spooky hand. So our priority is clearing top first. Okay. Top's done. I, again, don't like this Hyperion. Like, Hyperion is your siege. Your team has no siege damage. Like, unless it's a ginormous team fight and they're diving under the tower, like, speed clearing the Web Weaver with your Hyperion, it probably isn't worth unless you're, like, solo clearing it by yourself. Okay. Because they weren't positioned, they didn't get out with their Web Weaver, but now they're going to use their Sylvanas to get a building. Right? There's not a lot you can do about that. It's a good look. They blew 2 ults for that, so that's good. Okay, we're again about even on gem turn-in, so they just have 60 now, so you need to make sure that they don't get another free turn-in to push their 16 advantage. We want to get 16s so we can fight them. We keep using our abilities on the creep wave. I don't like this, Anubrak. She just got 17 gems turned in for free. Like, if we weren't clearing that wave, Sugarman, you could have been here to make sure they didn't get that turn-in. You see that they have 41 turn-in. Who has the gems? You can hit tab and see Leoric has the gems. Where was Leoric last seen? Bottom. Bottom turn-in is where they are right now, and they're going to turn in before you. Oh, Leoric's right here. Okay. Okay, we're 16s each. Are we fighting or are we turning in? Right? You got to make a choice. Turn in or fight. If you want to fight, that's fine, but everyone needs to be on the same page. Okay, so they got back-to-back turn-ins. That means they're going to get some keep damage now. Because top is pretty much going to is a sneeze away. I don't mind you fishing with your Q, Sugarman. Just making sure that you fish with purpose. Right? Where are you aiming for Brightwing? Okay. You're in trouble. Like, you don't have your E now. KTC didn't land his combo correctly. Great cleanse, Rhino. Great heals, Rhino. Okay, Deathwing's going bottom. Everyone else is clearing top. And mid's just forfeit. Yep. Okay. Honestly, this game still isn't too bad. Like, it just feels like we're not pushing our advantages or fighting well together. See if we can speed up and find some things. They might be at this bottom camp. If they're at this bottom camp, whose job is it to scout? That's a good scout. There you go. I was going to say use your Q, or if you used her thing, well done. We know they're not here. Let's rip it before they come. Think about which bush you should be controlling, Sugar. In this particular example, or if he's in the lane and the wave's showing, which bush, if they took bottom, is actually going to be a danger for you? It would be this one. Not that you have to be in this bush, right? Because it might be too far from where your teammate is, but this is the bush you want to have vision control of, rather than this bush, because you have the wave here and Orpheus here, so you can see if they're coming this way. No vision of them. You're checking boss. Leo's top. That's a dead Leo. You should be able to kill this one. Oh, their whole team's top. Never mind. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, let's see what happened there. Okay, so Leo is showing top, so you guys ran to Leo. Okay. Sugar is checking boss while everyone's chasing Leo. Okay. You used your Q to check as you walked in. Like, that's not effective. You can just use your body at that point. But you're down one spell here as a first note. Okay. They're blinking in. Remember, their win condition is push R in clumps. Look how we position here. That was a good attempt to get the Brightwing. That was a smart up heads up play from Brightwing to get away. But now they threw R on the pile. Right? They hit 3 people with Silence, Root, and Entomb. And then here comes Blessed Shield. You're just dead. There's absolutely nothing you can do. And Ancestral would have been up, right? But we used it earlier when we were like dancing around middle here. So just being aware of what we can and can't do within our punishment. As soon as you see the Brightwing E come in or the Z come in, you guys can just call back, 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 back. You don't have to force onto that Leo. Yes, you got him low, but that's there. Good idea, Cranky, on a preemptive cleanse there. Looks like you didn't need it. And then on top of that, you guys took effectively a 4v5. Like, look where Deathwing is. And they've got it, a noob. Do not worry about turn in right now. Look at their gem count. Can they turn in? The answer is no. You can turn in, right? The number one thing to watch out for right now is if they're going to boss because you guys are down 2 players, or if they're going to take this camp because you're down 2 players. Even though they don't have a good boss comp, they should be at boss right now. If you're pinging, we should turn in because they're at boss, we are effectively saying, I want to give up my turn in to cancel your boss advantage. Which, as much as it's not great, you might have to do just because you won't have enough time to get to do anything before 20s. So you're trading your camp, you're trading your turn in to get to a chance to fight at 20. Right? So like I said, that's exactly what we did. So our goal right now is to get 20s. So I'm glad Deathwing's off soaking. Oh, no. Okay, we're not going to get 20s then before this next big fight. Hyperion here is okay. I don't like it a lot because it didn't hit very much, so maybe if you backed up a little bit further to make sure Hyperion hits more hits on the boss. But I understand using it here to burn this down. Just position it a little bit better, and it also acts as good zoning. Right? So we saved our keep, and we're going to get 20s. That's the play. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do anything our Web Weavers, right? We traded Web Weavers for 20s. Oh, no, don't give them the 20 fight pre-20. Oh, no, don't run at them. Okay, they're on this camp. Right, they're 20s. They still don't have turn-in. Where can we find soak on the map? Right, we need to find safe soak and get 20s. We don't want to force fights where they can have 20s. And there's the silencing entomb. Okay. Orpheus top, question mark? Okay. So the only person that can be on this side of the wall with them with 20s pushing up is Anubarak. But even then, he doesn't want to be here. Anubarak can be here because as soon as he sees Leo, he just ease away. Right? Or as soon as Joe shows, he ease away. Like, we just can't be that close. Right? Like I say, we shouldn't be shooting here. We should be shooting to clear this, so that way they don't get to use their 20 advantage. Right? They almost have gem turn in and 20s. But as soon as we show here, right? Leo doesn't have very far to reach to be able to get an entomb on 1 or 2 of you. So as soon as Leo shows, this should be dig. Dig out. But it's a great ancestral, great heals, good attempt. But there's just nothing you can do, right? And then the level 20 wombo combo. So we fought down 20s. We did not have to fight there. So they should get this mid building, maybe. Sylvanas. No, actually, they don't have a lot of siege. They probably get top. Oh my gosh, this game goes on a lot longer. And you die too. That's unfortunate. KTZ things. Did they try to core instead of... Oh, okay. So this is their mistake. If they had anybody on their team that did core damage, yes, you could go core. But they legit have 0 core damage here. I guess they poked. I guess it's okay. If they knew that they were just going to poke. Okay, they got away with it. And then they get a turn in for free. I think that's risky. I don't know if I would have pushed for core damage. I would have went for trying to make sure that we had all of our buttons up to push with the Web Weavers. Okay, at this point, guys, you're at YOLO mode. Just do your best to save the game, to try and get some kills, do something. Bottom is actually the lane you probably care about the least. Well, it's actually, no, it's the one that's closest. Yeah, it's fine. You clear bottom because it's closest. Watch out for another Entomb. Right? The reason bottom's the one you care about the least is because it doesn't do core damage right away. So you're probably going to lose this building no matter what, and they should be pressuring for core, which is what they're doing. Which is kind of, I was like, you really don't want to do this lane. But for the first couple seconds, sure, you can start clearing it just because it's safest thing to hit. But now that they're all here, we need to be getting ready to fight. So. Okay, the Entomb landed. Here comes all the buttons, right? That's a good fear. That might actually save Rainer. Nope, not enough. You guys kind of ran opposite of each other. Cranky had Ancestral, but we ran left when Cranky was right. So if potentially Cranky can yell, come right, come right, come right. You know what I mean? Like, even though you're in the Entomb and you're silenced, don't panic. Just come right. So then he tried again. Like, we're fighting on two different sides of the Entomb, of the core here. Might be able to get 1 kill. 2 kills. You got 2 kills here. We got it. Nice Ancestral. Yep. Well done. Oh, so close. Okay. Oh my gosh, do they not end here? Jimmy's back. Okay, there goes Cranky. Jimmy trades out. Slow Cheetah. Nope. Toast is chasing. Oh my gosh, you guys saved the core. Toast gets a kill. Toast is just going wild. Oh man, so close. Oh, we still got 1. Core. Don't worry about core. It was fine. Okay. The Fiesta is real. Okay. There's only one thing left to do with this. You don't have turn-in. We're behind on every single thing on the map. They are down only 1 player because KTZ bought back. You effectively have to get a Hail Mary play. Right? You need to catch them doing something where they don't think you would be. So once this wave is cleared out and this wave is cleared out, like Deathwing needs to go in the air, and Anubrak and Rainer need to just run at them. Find somewhere to fight over. It's not great, but you need to find them split. Right? Hopefully not all 5 are sitting right here, but maybe you can find someone out of position by like playing in the bushes down here, and someone like walks into Anubrak, and Anubrak can do the rewind stun combo on top of somebody, while Jimmy's just sitting there peltering them, and Deathwing lands and fears and does whatever. But you guys need to get kills. This is a very potentially unwinnable position outside of a big throw. So I thought they would be down there because they weren't healthy enough to go boss. We're still running at the boss. The boss doesn't matter. Boss doesn't matter. Oh, you found them at boss. You used your rewind to get away, which at least you didn't die. Okay. We're going to get 1 shot at a 5v5. Yes, now they are probably at boss or baiting boss, right? We're in a very lose-lose situation. You blew both of your buttons already, right? And we haven't finished clearing mid, but we'll see. Okay. So, first you need to check. Okay, that's a good check. Do not dig. If you check here and you don't see anyone or you don't see the boss's health, do not use your dig. Because now, you know where they're sitting? They're sitting right here. Or they're sitting right here. Oh, they're on the south side. They're down this far. Right? But if you dig in right there and they're sitting right here or sitting right here, you're now trapped. Because you already blew your rewind. Even if they're on boss, what are you going to do by yourself? Oh my gosh, that was so lucky. Oh, you still got entombed. This is just... this is you trying to do too much, Anubrak. Because, like, as dangerous as boss is, right? Their team can't instantly clear the boss. It's not like they have Greymane. It's not like they have, you know, Illidan. Things where the boss is going to die faster than you can react. Right? Their boss damage is Sylvanas. So if they're not on the boss right now, they won't be on it right away. Dropping a Beetle here for Vision's okay. You should be backing up with your team. You see this? They didn't do it. You're happy. So at this point here, everyone's backing up. You should not go past your base. This is too far. Even if you know that they're thinking about boss, you can't push up this far. Not only does she have the longer range polymorph, but just in general, what are you going to do over here? Like, you already found them. As the vision tank, you found them. You did your job. As soon as you found them here, you dig out over the wall over here. You say, nope, I'm out. Hey, they're walking towards boss. That was a good attempt. Great. So instead, we ended up blowing Ancestral, blowing our things, trying to save you. That's game. All right, I'm not going to watch the rest. So, to me, it felt like we were disoriented and didn't play towards our win condition. You guys, every time you load into a screen, you should be able to identify what is my win condition, what is the enemy team's win condition, and what are we going to do to not play into their hand. They want to wombo combo, right? They're all in. They don't want to fight outside of being able to push R, push R, push R, push R, right? What's our win condition? We want to catch someone out, right? We want to blow someone up. One target, maybe two, because a new brat can only blow up one or two targets with his stun combo. So you want to find one of these people rotating out and blow them up. You can try to anti-wombo, right? Like once they throw the Entomb and Erica was throwing, or sorry, the Orphea was throwing the Feast on top of the Entomb. That is a great anti-Entomb tool, right? I 100% love the plays that when it happened. But it's okay if we're playing for that, then we need Anubarak stuns to hold them in place. We need Deathwing to be positioning to hold them in place. Like, it just felt like we played right into their hand of, hey, they're going to push R on us. Oops, they did it. Or, hey, they're going to turn in. Oh, we let them. Like, we just didn't do the strengths of our composition. It may be hard in the moment or in the draft to pivot what you were originally planning to do. But if you guys were planning to run a 1-4, right, with Deathwing on the bottom and you, Jimmy, Orphea, and Rhaegar running top mid, that's fine. But you guys didn't do it. You guys kept running down bottom to potentially support Deathwing, which I don't know if Deathwing even needed support. Like, you guys showed up and you scared them and they backed up. Like, it's not like you showed up and you got a kill, so you showed up and you helped clear. Like, you were just here. And they're like, oh, there's 4 here, we should back up. Like, you want to play towards your win conditions. And for me, this new Brack should be going Cocoon, so that way they have one less piece of their wombo combo, as well as you can dive past their tank. Joe is a wall tank. If you get past the wall, you can blow up the people. So, that's what I think. Looking at talents real quick. Deathwing went range build, pretty much. Yep, that's Q build. Anubarak, Beetle, Dig, Beetle. So once again, I don't like. This is for long fight fiestas, right? If you're going Beetles here, Beetles have to do damage to heal, right? So if you're trying to do damage to heal, that means you're taking a long fight. Your team structure is not a long fight. So this amount of healing, unless you're like off lane pushing, which we didn't off lane push either, this doesn't make sense, right? Like, you can get more value if you're trying to burst live from shields. And then they are all spell damage, right? This is spell damage, spell damage, spell damage. If you wanted to, I wouldn't have been upset if you said, hey, I took all the W talents because they're spell damage. It probably would have worked. Kel'Thuzad's stupid puddle is dot damage, so you can get more shields. So you could have went shield, 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 and been just fine. But if you're going to go dig here, right? Like, dig here is just too good. Because that's the whole idea, is you're going to be digging in deep. And you need shields when you dig in deep. Or you're going to be digging away, and you need shields to keep you alive. This here, once again, like, they're not enough melee. If they're 3 or 4 melee, sure, you can get enough damage over time to maybe do something value. But, like, this does not heal or do enough damage to Valent a pick in this particular composition. They don't have an instant cocoon clear, right? It'd be a lot different if you go to put a cocoon on someone and they have, like, Tychus, Li Ming, and Lucio. There's no way a cocoon ever lasts the full duration or long enough to be value, just because they will instantly clear it with those 3 heroes. Who on their team is going to clear cocoon quickly? It'll be KTZ, and that's if KTZ specifically waits to then throw your Q throw a Q on your cocoon, and then the damage over time will blow it up. But that's very specific, and if you're really that worried about it, cocoon KTZ, and then kill someone else. Or cocoon Joe and then blow up KTZ, so that way he can't do it. But this has no value to me, this game. Um, Burning Beetles, I think, is good. I think in general, it's probably the most easy, consistent damage on the tier. And then this doesn't make sense to me either. Like, you're not going to be auto-attacking much, right? So if you are, because every fourth auto-attack spawns a beetle. So if you are digging in to hit someone, it's dig, stun, it's a E stun, Q stun, rewind, Q stun, E stun, right? During all of that time, you're not auto-attacking. And so, unless you need the beetles to push because your team cannot push, I don't think this is right. Like, this is a very ARAM-y, spammy build. Like, imagine if you had this. You get bigger stuns on your E, and you reduce the cooldown, so you have more E's. So if you dig away or you hit someone, it gives you a chance to dig out again or to stun again. And if you're really worried about spell power, I don't think this reduces it enough because it's kind of hard to get value out of it. Kind of the same idea of you're taking quick fights. So do you really care if their spell power is reduced by 50%? Because if you stun them, they probably should have died. So I don't know. I think E build here would have been a lot better. And then rewind. I saw almost all of your rewinds to get you out of dodge, which obviously the button's there to get you out of dodge, so do it. But try and work on being able to be proactive instead of reactive with your rewinds. Rainer things. So this is Q build Rainer. I think Q build Rainer is fine. Gives you a little more health. The unstoppable here. Oh, you didn't take unstoppable. I think level 20 should have been unstoppable Rainer. If you're not sure what I'm talking about. So right here, Adrenal Roll grants unstoppable. So if you are unstoppable, the silence doesn't affect you from Entomb, so you know, like you can see he's coming, so you can pop E to be unstoppable, so you can push the rest of your buttons, or at least cue him away. And then on top of that, if KTZ does chain you, you can see it, and you can hit unstoppable and walk away. So I think unstoppable would have been huge here. I don't think, like, sure, you get a free Hyperion when you die, but once again, it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, this feels like an ARAM talent more than particularly here, or a macro talent. Like if you guys were all in on like Juice Pirates type of thing, and you're just casting Hyperions on cooldown to help siege. But yeah, I think I would have taken the unstoppable to try and live rather than the Hyperion when I die in this particular game. Or if your things look good, I like Chomp. I like all the Chomp stuff. I would have been tempted. You made some good plays off of it, so I don't think it matters. But I would have been tempted to take the Chomp 4 here. But obviously you're not that much in danger because Joe's walking at you, so you can get tons of Qs just because she's always walking at you. But I love this Backbiter. It's really hard for me to give that up just because it's that one more movement ability. So Joe pulls you in, you bite, and you instantly back up for free. So, but I think it looked good. And then I agree with Totems. I think Totems and everything here looks good. This one here actually might be hard. Oh, sorry, this one. I think I would have taken Earthen Shield just because the only way you die is if they get blown up in a wombo. So being able to put a shield on someone maybe saves their life. Right? Or maybe this one, just to get one more heal out. But this one here is a damage over time, like a long fighting ability. And we're not really long fighting with our team comp and with their team comp. Neither one of them wants long fights. So I just don't see this getting tons of value. So I would have probably taken the Earth Shield to try and save someone that's getting blown up on, and then or Tidal Waves for more heals. But everything else looks good. All right, guys. Have a great one. Best of luck on the next one. And just take it one step at a time. Blechman's a hard team. Catch you later.